Question number 7, it says consider the following demand figures for the 7 most recent periods, right? So the first thing that we're going to go ahead and do is the linear trend. So we're going to do here on the side, I'm going to do a table, linear trend. Then we're going to calculate, what are we going to calculate in the linear trend? We're going to calculate the slope and the intercept. Okay. Then let me put this a little bit bigger. Okay. So here in the slope and the intercept, it's pretty self-explanatory. So we're just going to use the function slope. And then we're going to put, so who's going to be my y? Who's going to be my y? That's going to be my demand, right? Because the demand, it's what is going to vary depending on the x. The x is independent variable. So my independent variable is going to be all my periods, right? So that should give my, give me a second. Let me see here, 12. No, 11. Okay, and my intercept, same thing. Intercept, known y's are going to be all of this, comma, known x, independent variable are going to be, these are going to be my independent variables. So that is going to be my intercept. So following that, we're going to do the absolute error. Then we're going to do the squared error. And then we're going to do the absolute percentage error. Okay. So this right here, to differentiate, I'm going to put it here. So to calculate this, well, first we need to calculate the trend, right? I'm sorry. So to get the linear trend, what are we going to do? So the linear trend is going to be equal to, we're going to reference the slope, and then we're going to make it absolute. So the slope times, right, the period, which is period 1, plus the intercept. And I'm going to make it absolute. So every time I'm moving cells, it'll reference exactly to those cells to the right of the formulas that I just did. And then I'm going to hit enter. Hopefully this is right. Then I'm going to go ahead and drag it down. Okay. Now let's see here if we did it right. This is going to be question what? 7. Okay, question 7, 100% linear trend. And then you can see the correct answers on this side. So let's go back to question 7. Okay. So to do the 3 moving period average, oh sorry, we still need to work in here. So to find the absolute error, we're going to do equal to absolute, right? ABS, absolute. So what are we going to do? We're going to do the demand minus the linear trend. I want to see how far away is my error, right? How close to my demand is the error that we calculated. Then we're going to hit enter. Okay, we're going to see it's 5. And it should be about 7. Let me see if I did it right. Yeah, it's all the way until there. Okay, now for my square error. So the square error, it's only this absolute error, right? Square to the second. Enter. So auto-fill, and then on the absolute percentage error, what are we going to do? Same thing, ABS, absolute. So if you make a absolute here, and then you can also see that the formulas are ABS. For absolute error, it's going to be equal to the absolute error divided by the demand of that error, which is going to be the first demand, right? Then we're going to hit enter. Then we're going to come here. We're going to autofill down. And I'll just put percentage so it's easier. I'll come in here. I'll square this out just so we can, sorry. a bit thick, and then this part right here, I'm gonna go ahead and merge in center, and then I'll more likely put the same color. Okay, so we're gonna do the same. So let me copy this, and then let me paste it here, because the second one we're gonna do is for the 3-day moving average. So 3-day moving average. Okay. And then we're gonna do the same thing for this part right here. Command C, and then Command V. Okay. Just so that we have it here. So for the 3-day moving average, we're gonna go back to the template that the professor provided. So I have it in the background, was here. So we're gonna use the moving average template, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna copy my demand. So I'm gonna hit Command C, and then here I'm gonna copy it in the values because you see the periods are already here. I'm gonna click on the first one, right click, paste special, and then just the values. And I already have here number 3, so that one we have to enter it as well because it's a 3-day moving average. So in here we can get our forecast moving average, right? I'm gonna copy these values. I'm gonna go back in here, and in here I'm gonna hit, in the first one, right click, paste special, then values. And then we can have our values down there. Let's go back and check. Let me enlarge this. Okay. Go back to answers. 3-day 36.66743 is the same that I put here, but I guess I have to finish up because this is the inputs that I did and this is the correct answer. But okay, let's finish up the question. So now for the 3-day moving average, we have to do the same thing here. So we're gonna go to the absolute error. So same thing, it's gonna be equal to ABS, absolute. So absolute error, it's gonna be equal to what? The demand, which is gonna be right here, minus the forecast, right? We're gonna hit enter. And now we have a problem here. Oh, that's right, I'm sorry. Because on the forecast, it'll start, starting on the 1, 2, 3, and the 4th, right? Because 3-day moving average, it requires 3 previous periods in order for them to do the average. So we're gonna start on number 4, right? Okay, there's where I made the mistake. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's gonna be equal to ABS. And then we're gonna do what? The demand for that period. We're gonna do the demand minus what? The 3-day moving average, and then we're gonna hit enter. It should give us a value there. There you go. And I think it's until it gives us value. Then I'll erase it here. Then I guess my whole table is gonna go square down here. So I'll do the box. Then the square error. So the square error is gonna be the same thing. We're gonna do the absolute error, right? It's a second. And then I'm sorry. And then we're gonna hit enter. Okay. For the rest, I'm gonna go ahead and autofill. Okay. And so for the absolute percentage error, same thing, ABS. Then where we're gonna absolute error right here, divided by its demand. So this is the 4th demand. So 1, 2, 3, the 4th demand, right? When we started the 3 moving period average. Hopefully it's right again. Let's put in here, autofill. And since it's those two, let me do the whole thing just so we don't get this squared out. Okay. So now we're gonna do the exponential smoothing, right? So for the exponential smoothing, we're gonna do the same thing we did here. I'm gonna Command C, and then here Command V, and then I'll do exponential smoothing A equals 0.2. right? Oh, I should have copied this as well. Command C, Command V. Okay. Yeah, the exponential is moving with an alpha of 0.2. Same thing. What are we going to do? We're going to go back to the template. And here in exponential smoothing, here it says weight or smoothing constant alpha is 0.2. So I already entered that out. So we're going to enter the values, right? I'm going to go back here. And then I'm going to go ahead and copy the demand. Command C. I'm going to come here. Okay. Right click, paste special, shows the values. And it should give you your Command C values right here for the exponential smoothing. Right click, paste special, values. All right. Now let's see if this table is correct. Pretty sure it is. Answers question number 7. All of it is correct. So we still need to do the bottom part. Okay, question number 7. Let's go down to the bottom and let's fill this out for the exponential smoothing. So we're gonna go ahead and gonna do what is the absolute error, same thing, ABS. Then we're gonna do the demand, right? So we're gonna start in the second demand, right? Because it's here. Minus who? The exponential smoothing. I made a mistake. I have to start in the second one again. Equal ABS, the demand, minus this exponential smoothing. I'll hit enter. I think that's the last one. Yeah. Okay, the square error is going to be equal to the absolute error. Okay. Now we can autofill. Okay. And then this is going to be equal to the ABS, right? Absolute error, ABS. The absolute error divided by its demand. So we're going to start on the second demand. And then we're going to hit enter. It should give us the values. I'm going to put it here, double click down, do the table, just that it's easier. There we go. Now, for this right here, for this questions right here. So the mean absolute deviation, right? It's MAPE. When it says mean, we're talking about average. So we're going to click average. So average of who? The linear trend, the mean absolute deviation. So we're going to go back here to the linear trend little chart that we did, and we're going to look for the absolute error. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to drag it down, and I'm going to hit enter. It should be right. Then let's double check right here. But it's right, 3.174, 3.174, but I'm missing the other two. That's why it's giving me an error right now. So here I'm going to put the same thing. We're going to do average, but instead of being the linear trend, we're doing the 3 moving period. So I'm going to come back here and I'm going to put here, should be this one. And then here, let me check because the blank space is on the 7.833. Yeah, that's correct. We're not including the blank spaces on the top. I'm going to put average. Same thing, average of who, the 3-day moving period, and then I'm going to hit enter. Now, it should give me 100% in there. Oh, 60%. Oh, 13.240. Okay, let's go back. 13.240. Exponential smoothing. I know what I did. So the exponential smoothing is this one right here, and we're looking for the absolute error. I'm gonna hit enter. Yeah, 13.240. Now for the mean absolute percentage error. So we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna average, right? And we're gonna go to each, the linear trend, the 3 moving day period, and the exponential smoothing. But what are we going to do? The absolute percentage error. So we're going to go back here to our table. We're going to scroll down. Then we hit enter. Same thing here, average of full the 3-day moving period average. Then here, the absolute percentage error. We're going to hit enter. And then here, same thing, average. We're going to go to the exponential smoothing. And then, okay. Then we hit enter. And that should be correct. Yes, that's correct. So now all we have to do is the graph, right? So we're going to come in here and we're going to select from the, oh, I missed this one. Okay, it says which of the 4 methods is better using the mean absolute percentage error criteria. It's always going to be the lowest score. So for us at this point is the linear trend, right? Because it has a lower percentage. Now for the graph, we're going to select from demand, from demand all the way through the exponential. Oh, want something, let me blank this out. So, because we need numbers for this. Okay, so we're going to select this, we're going to do insert, and we're going to do recommended charts, and it should be a linear chart. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and drag it down. Okay. Make it a little bit bigger. I'm going to give it a title. It's going to be forecast. Then we're going to go ahead and done. Hold on. I'm going to give it home. And let me see this. So this right here, I'm going to go ahead and clear the content. Same thing in here. Clear contents. So okay, yeah, so it doesn't drag down to 0. Then okay, it has the legend. Now, oh, I remember where it is at. Chart design here. And then access title. Let's do this title right here. So these are gonna be what? The periods. Yeah. Periods. Then this is gonna be demand. And I think that's it. I think that's all she asked for. Anyway, so I'll go back here. And then linear trend. I guess the chart she will grade it herself, but I'm pretty sure we are done for the question.